Hey, what's up, guys? This is Poker Express, and we are back with another episode of Poker Hands.
Wow, you guys are pulling it down. Nice play, buddy.
Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos.
What is this? It's not online here.
Let's jump straight into the action.
Vince, Gus Hansen has completely wowed this crowd tonight. He has made dramatic drawouts 3 times at this final table. Just been an incredible evening so far, but it is not over yet. He is up against David Chu, a pro's pro, a guy who knows how to win.
Gus Hansen, pure poker genius, going after his 4th WT title here tonight. $22 million out in front of him, and David Chu with about $4.3 million.
Right now, Vince, he's going to have to change gears in my mind if he wants to take down this title.
And it looks like an ace-6 of hearts, makes it 510,000 to go.
Oh, and Gus Hansen has picked up the best hand he's seen all night long. 2 kings.
I'm all in.
He quickly says all in with that.
He's going all in here.
He wants to knock this out in one hand.
Well, Vince, that could very well happen. David Chu just smiling when Gus goes all in on him. But that's only on the outside, folks. On the inside, I guarantee you, his stomach is burning right now.
Now, this is a pretty big over raise here. It's an additional close to $4 million for David Chu. It's sneaky by Gus because it's so much.
Well, Vince, against a player like Gus Hansen, it's hard to lay down.
Yeah.
Ace-6 suited, I can tell you that, in a heads-up situation. Could this heads-up battle possibly be over in one hand? David Chu is going to lay down the ace-6 of hearts.
He mucks the hand. How do you do that?
David Chu does make the great laydown.
All right, Gus Hansen now with the button. And he looks down at a pretty strong king-jack offsuit.
And he's just limping in, Vince, not raising here. I'm very surprised by that.
Well, he's going to mix up his play. And David Chu with just a 5 deuce of clubs. Content to see the flop.
Well, happy to see a free flop, especially against Gus Hansen. That doesn't happen very often. And here it comes. It's ace 8-8. No help to either player.
Action on Chu, and he quickly checks.
Now it's over to Gus.
Yeah, he's going to get chips out. He's going to put pressure on. 160,000.
Now, Vince, there's no way David Chu's going to put Gus on a in his hand because he didn't raise before the flop. And probably doesn't think he would bet 3/8 if he'd flop 3/8 either. So right now, you see the wheels churning in David's mind. But still, he just has a 5 deuce. He has absolutely nothing himself. Vince, he's just calling here. Now, folks, he's making this call on the flop because he's planning later on in this hand to make a bet at this pot and try to win it. When a guy just calls you with a flop like this, it's scarier than when he comes over the top of you. This is what real poker players do. Let's see if it works for him.
A lot of imagination going on here. Now it's a 4. Gives him an inside straight draw. And just like you said. Going to do 430,000.
And now let's see if Gus can figure it out. I don't think Gus is going to put him on an ace either, Vince. He didn't raise it before the flop either after Gus limped in. But it might be. Gus lays down the king-jack. That is just a terrific play by David Chu right there. You get a glimpse of the greatness we've been talking about, even though we haven't seen him play many hands today. But even with this pot, Vince, he's still 6-1 behind in chip count. But could this be the first step back for David Chu to turn this thing around?
David first to act. 4 5s.
Well, any pair in a heads-up situation is a big hand. You only pick up a pair and hold them about 1 hand out of 17 deals. So anytime you get one, you don't figure your opponent has one.
And yes, he is going to raise. Going to make it 505,000 to go.
When ironically, Gus has a pair himself. Unfortunately for him, it's a smaller pair.
Deuces.
And Vince, if you're sitting in Gus's seat right now, you just may come right over the top there with the 2 deuces. He's doing it.
That's what he's doing.
He's going all in. I don't blame him at all for making this play. You just don't expect your opponent to have a pair when you're playing heads up. Most of the time they don't. But that's still, if you're in David's situation, at worst you figure your opponent's got 2 overcards in this spot. And if he's got the overpair, it's pretty much doom and gloom for you. There's a lot of pressure on you here. David is going for it. The time he's picked, it's pair over pair.
I have the only hand I lost with earlier today. Deuces?
Well, David Chu, delighted to see that. You cannot be in a better spot than this before the flop, where you've got an overpair to your opponent's underpair, and you got both flush cards cut off, as well as the straight cards cut off.
For David Chu, in a great position right now to double up and be right back in there.
Well, Vince, we've seen Gus Hansen hit lightning several times at this final table. There's been a couple players out.
Here's the first 3 cards.
Everybody holding their breath. Well, the flop has come King-Jack 7 with 2 diamonds.
Don't pay the board.
So far, so good for David Chu. He's out in front with the 2 5s. Gus needs a deuce to win the pot. If the board pairs twice, he would split the pot. And right now, he would love to get a chop out of this. Well, there's 1 pair on the board. David Chu shaking his head no. He's seen this show too many times already tonight.
I said don't pay the board.
Even if he splits this pot, it would be a very bad beat for David Chu. But Gus Hansen needs a deuce to win. A king or a jack would give him a split. Anything else, David Chu will double up.
Going down the river. Can Gus spike his card?
No,
No.
queen. So David Chu nods his head in a happy mode.
Back Gus Hansen.
Gus looks down at the Queen 8 offsuit. He understands that that's a slight favorite over a 2-card random hand. That's good enough for him to raise with. He's going to make it $520,000 to go.
David Chu with a 9-10 of clubs. Likes that hand. He's going to call.
And he's got those suited connectors that we all like to see flops with, so David's made the call. And what a flop for David Chu. He has flopped a flush. Now he's got to try to figure out how he can get chips out of Gus. The best way to do it is to check, and that's what he's done. Gus is reaching for chips like he's going to make the continuation bet, even though he has no hand and no draw.
He is going to bet it. It looks like $560,000. That is a dream come true if you're David.
Well, we know David's going to play this pot. The question is, do you want to just dry call here, as we say, and hope Gus continues to bet this hand for you? There you see Daniel Negreanu, former WPT Player of the Year, in the house watching, as is Eric Lindgren, another WPT Player of the Year. And David is coming right over the top. He's going to raise it right here. Another $660,000. I must say, I'm surprised that David Chu would raise it in this situation. You're virtually pot committed when you flop a flush. You're never getting out of this hand. Just in case Gus has nothing like he does, why wouldn't he just call and hope he continues to bet at it?
Gus with nothing here. Is he going to get crazy and try some silly over the top? That is what David is hoping, of course. But no, he's not going to. He makes the nice lay down. Hansen holding a king deuce of spades.
He's going to raise it here. Makes it $520,000 to go. And again, David Chu going to make the call out of the big blind. This time, David has the ace-5. Here comes the flop. It's come 8-8-6 with 2 spades. David has the best hand with ace-high, but Gus now has a flush draw.
Yes, he does. David checking his hand, and Gus, he's coming out to play with his 4 flush. $635,000 bet.
David only has ace-high. You can see that skeptical look of his. He thinks it could be the best hand. And he's going to make the call with the ace-high. Now, folks, here he's not calling with no hand. He's calling because he really believes ace-high is the best hand. And indeed it is at the moment.
Here we go with the turn card. It's a 5. David checks 5s and 8s.
Again, David checks.
And Gus still with his 4 flush.
Well, Vince, many players would check right here. Remember, he bet on the flop and got called. It has to have something. Here comes 8-8-6. Whether it's some kind of straight draw, possibly a flush draw. I mean, the only hand that Gus can conceivably beat right now is a 9-10. But if David has that hand, King has the best hand. But in my view, Vince, there's no way Gus can figure he's got the best hand now. But it doesn't mean that Gus couldn't drive him off a hand if he makes a big bet here. Remember, he's got a free to draw to a flush if he wants to take it. Gus's style. He's going to lead right out and bet, and a healthy bet, $1.2 million with the flush draw.
He's going to try to muscle David.
And Vince, in David's mind, he's got to figure all he can beat is a bluff in this situation.
But a quick call by David. How about this call?
Well, David just believes he's got the best hand here. He's going with it. He makes the call with the 2 5s.
This is just a great call.
He's still got to do a king or a spade, remember, to win this pot, and then call for on the river.
That is going to slow down Gus. River card coming up. He has to hit his flush. Can he get lucky? No.
The deuce of hearts comes off. This gives Gus 2 points now as well. Again, David checks the 5s. Gus has got enough now where he can check in the end. But it's not going to do him any good. David Chu is going to win this pot with 8s and 5s. Give him some credit. He made a tough call on the flop and a tough call on the turn, in my view. David Chu taking down this pot.
David Chu has gotten some momentum lately.
And Vance, he has cut this chip lead down to less than 2 to 1.
Starting to pick up here, and David with just a 9-6 of hearts going to raise, making it $530,000 to go.
When Gus Hansen looks down at the dream hand, the best hand possible, 2 aces. And he picked up 2 kings earlier against David. Raised it and didn't get any action. Let's see what he does this time with the 2 aces. Things have turned around for David, but if you're you're sitting in Gus's seat, you're saying to yourself, yes, this is the time. I've got him. How can I really know?
Taking his time here. Gonna try to figure out how to extricate the maximum amount without shaking your fish loose.
Gus is going to raise it.
An additional 880.
Yeah, pretty good size raise there.
Usually the sign of a quality hand, that type of raise.
And what he's hoping for, of course, is that David Chu makes some kind of move and comes over the top of him to try to steal this pot.
Fortunately for him, he's got a 9-6 of hearts, not very good. His raise is just a mediocrity at best. Can't think he can make this call or get crazy.
Well, Vince, look at Gus just staring down at the table. He's saying to himself, please, 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 please raise me, please. But no, David gets away from his hand. A nice lay down again by David Chu. Once Gus had 2 kings, David got away from an ace high. And this time, Gus with the 2 aces, and David mucks his hand again. It's frustrating if you're sitting in Gus's seat when that happens.
Gus has a premium hand here, King Jack of Hearts.
Yep, he's got the Kojak suited. It comes in for $750,000.
Behind him, David Chu looks down at a Queen 4 of Hearts.
He's going to defend, Vince.
Sure.
He's making the call here with the Queen 4 of Hearts. So David better hope Hearts don't flop out there. He could be in serious trouble.
Oh, and it's a Queen 7 deuce. Queens for David Chu.
Well, nice flop for David. He's going to check here. Gus does not make the continuation bet here. Well, that's something you don't see often.
Turn card coming up. It's a 4. Diamonds giving Chu 2 pair.
Again, David checks. Well, he is trying to reel Gus in here.
Now, there is 3 diamonds out there.
There's no way he's going to put Gus on a flush at this point. He would suspect that Gus would have bet a 4 flush on the flop had he had one.
Is Gus going to bet into this here?
He has nothing but a king jack, but he's going to fire at this pot. 900,000. He's betting with no hand and no draw.
Now, you got to think David feels he's in front.
You know, David's going to play this pot. The question is, do you just call here or just come over the top of Gus right now with the 3 diamonds out there? Just in fear another diamond might come off. You think he might just raise it here?
Is he going to push? No, he's just calling.
Well, he's just calling with 2 pair. No card. Gus Hansen can catch to win the pot. Here comes that river card. 9 of diamonds comes off.
And another diamond.
Well, that is not the card that David wanted to see. He's going to check the 2 pair.
And Gus hitting nothing here, but...
Well, Vince, the only way Gus can win the pot is to bet at it. But he's got to recognize that when David called on the turn, he has something. He's either got 1 pair, 2 pair, or a flush draw. Had to have one of those hands to call the $900,000 bet. Gus has got to try to figure out which one. If he puts in a pair or 2 pair, he might want to try to bluff at it with the 4 flush. If not, he'll just check it down and give up the pot. Just riffling his chips over there. In a predicament here. Over $3.3 million in this pot. Vince, he is going to bet $2 million.
Almost uncallable. What pressure Gus Hansen is putting on David Chu.
Vince, he knows there's no way Gus is going to bet a pair or 2 pair. He's just going to check it down. He's either on a stone bluff or he's got the flush. There is no in between here.
However, if he should make this call, I've got news for you. He'd be the new chip leader.
He's making the call. No. Fake me out there.
Oh boy, got us both excited. Gosh, he's doing this little tic-tac-toe.
Well, just ignoring him.
Zen moves.
He did not change from playing that little game even when David Chu was acting like he was calling. Well, David Chu shaking his head no, chastising himself for not betting on the flop and raising on the turn. Because look at the predicament he's got himself into now.
Sorry, guys. No problem.
See, that's nice. I like a man when he takes a lot of time, says sorry. He has consideration that there's a lot of time.
Well, Vince, he wants Gus to look up at him, but Gus is not doing it. He's just playing his little game over there.
I'm not interested. I don't care, game. What is that?
That's Gus's game right now. With the chips. David lays this hand down. Gus Hansen said he had no business winning whatsoever. David lays down the best hand. He gave Gus credit for having a flush there.
If you enjoy our videos and would like to see more, make sure to check out the links in the description. Also, make sure to comment below what you would like to see next, and we will work on your ideas as soon as possible.
Looks down 8-5 offsuit with the buttons. Gonna raise.
Well, making what we call a position raise here. Comes in for $775,000. But that play is not going to work because David Chu finds 2 queens in the blind. Wow.
What to do with it?
475.
Against Gus Hansen. I would think he just raised right now here. Because we know Gus likes to defend after he puts the money in the pot.
Oh, no sneaky playing. He is going to bump it.
Yep, he's going to bump it. And a healthy raise at that. Over $1 million raise here by David Chu.
Saying, if you want to outdraw me, I'm going to make you pay, Gus. Now, Gus, just with a measly 8-5.
Pretty easy getaway in my mind here.
You got to think, hey, listen, he took a shot, but
You took your stab at the pot by raising on the button.
it's a lot of money. It's $1.1 million in addition. Gus Hansen's going to call this.
Wow, what a call by Gus Hansen here. Calls over $1 million.